Welcome back to yet another video today. I'm going to be covering all the other stocks, including GameStop and AMC. So let's get started on GameStop. I'm currently looking at the hourly chart, and we're finding a new low. I'm supposing that we're in a new motive wave heading lower. It's possible that it's ended. I'm looking at a new low going below this trend line, which I supposed was going to be where we'd see a bounce and then maybe an overthrow before heading lower. But it looks like we're just going to go lower. Man, this looks bad. This looks really bad. It could also be an expanding correction. Maybe this 3 is actually end of 5. This is A, B, and we'll find C, but this looks very motive through here, the way that this 5-way form is showing up. So really doesn't look good for AMC or GameStop at the moment, and we'll talk about why in AMC right now. There's this head and shoulder top through here, and it kind of plays into this symmetrical triangle analysis that I did. I show these points in yellow. A, B, C, D, and E typically overthrows that upper trend line or the AC line, depending if it's up or down. Here it's up, so coming above that level, now pulling back down and pushing lower would make me think, yes, head and shoulder top, we're going to come down and test this uptrend. We did just get a new prospectus on AMC about the dilution of shares. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Keeping an eye on these meme stocks. It's just funny things are going on. Let's go check another meme stock, BBBY, yeah, crashing, of course, coming down. Way over here, I said this thing is done. When was that? That wasn't even on the hourly chart. That was on the daily chart. It was forever ago. It was like last year. Right here, I probably said it. This thing is done, and then it like crashed. It's in a short. If you go to my short videos, I called it there. Anyway, so the meme stocks are really hurting. Looking at American Eagle Outfitters next. It didn't perform as poorly as a lot of other equities did. We're kind of forming this handle in this big bottoming pattern, so really not too concerned. Bouncing between $13 and $14. Looking around the markets, nothing was really all that red as SPY, and for me, that was kind of a confirmation that the sell-off was led by a single sector, and we'll get into that in the, we'll do at the end of this video. Apple finding its way down, I think this is a flag, and it still looks like a good flag to me personally. I'm calling it a partial decline in a right angle descending broadening formation, which looks better if I zoom out a little bit. You can see that in white here. We had this big uptrend and then big corrective ABC pushing down, or waves 4 and 5 truncating, and then ABC awkwardly finding its way down through here. It doesn't really matter. I like the chart pattern better. We get a bullish extension confirmation if we get to close above 155. We don't really have bearish reversal until we get below 148.75. So there was some selling here, but this sell-off doesn't look nearly as pronounced or as bad as it did in SPY, right? Really interesting. Let's go to TSLA or Tesla. Still pushing down. I said to be open-minded about it going lower. It's going lower. And yeah, there might be a falling wedge through here somewhere, and this could be a big corrective pattern. I mean, it's really hard to say with Tesla because there was, some news, and it's, topping out. I'm still targeting a 5th wave heading higher. I am currently still looking for another push higher. This pattern would be called, in Bulkowski chart pattern analysis, an ascending scallop. It's got that nice round edge like a scallop, right? And so if you're hungry, Bulkowski would recommend buying once you pass the top of that pattern at 217. He's got a whole page on it. This is one of Bulkowski's favorite patterns. He says that he likes to find them in succession in pairs of 3, each one being a little shorter than the next. And so it's possible we actually get that. I wouldn't be surprised at all. There's some divergence in the RSI that would hint at a corrective wave heading higher. You can see the RSI hasn't fallen below the low from the 2nd of March, while price is setting new lows. So there is some hope here for a bounce in Tesla. It does continue to keep falling, though. It's important to understand that corrections can take a long time, and we really won't be out of correction until we set a new low. This was a very strong impulse wave, and so the correction can be pretty deep, and this does look pretty severe. And as it is accelerating, we can expect to see it slow soon. Implied volatility isn't really that high currently, so it does appear to be in correction, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it reverse in the near future. Of course, I can't predict when. NVIDIA continuing to hold its ground around 237, forming a partial decline in this megaphone top. It's doing very well. Honestly, I don't see where the market crash is on the charts that I've been following, and I'm pretty sure that's because it's all in the banking sector. We're going to move on to Dixie. And the dollar did fall. I was expecting it to come down. It is working its way down, but this did not set the stage for a market rally, obviously, which is super curious to me. So to see the dollar falling with SPY It's like, that's an interesting positive correlation. I expect that to be backwards. One of these is wrong. Either the dollar is wrong or SPY is wrong. I'm calling bear trap on SPY, so I think that SPY is wrong. We're probably going to get a dump here in the dollar as we begin to retrace this massive flagpole we formed, I believe. Otherwise, the dollar will soar, and if we get above 105.85, it's lights out for equities. Like, seriously, lights out. It's going to be the start of the bear market. If that happens, TNX, 10-year treasury yields, don't look good on candlesticks. This is why I like line charts. It looks like we are getting some chop through here. I was anticipating that. There's a big double bottom. The right eve, the right side of that bottom shown here at 34.83. The handle's taking on an interesting shape. It wasn't really what I was expecting. I was hoping for a cleaner triangle than this, but that'll do, I guess. Ooh, not very pretty, but we are developing something here that will be defined as that handle, and that breakout, if it is up, will be bad for equities. If it breaks down, that'll be a little relief, and we'll get that rally I'm looking for in SPY. It's also possible that we get a whole bunch of divergence everywhere, and that when that divergence corrects, that's what starts the new downtrend in SPY. QQQ coming down. I was kind of expecting to see the price rise and challenge that downtrend. It did not do that. Instead, we're finding ourselves setting a lower low, but what I want to note here is this looks like a nice ABC push, a measured move down, a correction from that push higher shown in yellow, 100% move moving down to 29.83, currently at 29.253. So this is probably the good place for it to stop and reverse. The RSI here on the hourly time frame is reaching oversold, and it is setting a higher low in the, oh, whoops, that's not the right tool, but you get it. That's a higher low in the RSI and a lower low in the price. So again, bullish divergence here. Really, I'm still saying bounce. I know everyone's like, Cap, you're crazy. I'm like, no, bear trap. It's a bear trap. Okay, now VIX. This is interesting because SPY does have a relationship with VIX, and so we do have this big dump. I was anticipating seeing a motive wave heading lower, and that's the stage for a market rally, but instead we have this tremendous surge higher, and so what that does is it makes me have to revise my count, and so I wanted to do that here on the video. I have these sub-mini wet waves showing a third wave extension, which is something that you should just anticipate always. Frost and Pretcher recommend just starting that extension count. You'll be right more often than wrong, and so now I have to recount this. I'm just going to call 1, 2, 3, 4 coming up here, and it's a little troublesome because there's just like the teeniest little bit of overlap through here, you know, but there are options, so there might be just like a little bit of grace there. It is like a double top, so it's like, but it's got to be that because there's not a better count, I don't think. And then we're having A and B for corrections. Look at this, A, B, and then C is this tremendous surge, and this would be a corrective C, not a true 1 or 3 wave, not a 5 wave either. This doesn't look motive to me. This looks corrective, and this is looking greatly overextended. Maybe we even get some sort of weird head and shoulder top through here. Yeah, that's another very valid analysis, in which case we can take this green line, pull it down, and say this is our neckline between shoulders. Yes, interesting, isn't it? Implied volatility did rise here, of course, and that's probably because we're crossing the peak of a prior impulse wave heading higher, right? We're above that 2187, that form wave A, B, C. This could be A, this could be B on an even bigger time frame. Look at this. Because wave A is a motive wave, we can make that those sub-mini wet waves, and we can suppose that we are actually just in another 3, and we'll get like a double 3 or something like that. A, look at this. This is incredible, right? Look at this. A, B, and then guess what? C is down here, and it's a motive wave, and it goes down. So yes, yeah, market bounce could still very well be a real thing, and that might sound crazy, but it's not. It still makes sense on the charts. Bitcoin continuing to dump, which I did expect. Oh, look, we're finally reaching the bottom of this pattern. I've been calling for Bitcoin to drop to here. We're finally starting to get there, which is fantastic. That's going to mark the end of this motive wave for 5, and now we'll see whether or not we get an overthrow or if Bitcoin can manage to bounce here. It's really hard to say. That was a pretty rough sell-off, wasn't it? When I zoom out a bunch, you're going to see that I didn't turn off the contracts. I turn off this thing every single day, and it resets. It's just annoying. Anyway, so I followed a 535 zigzag through here, and I suppose that we're going through some sort of double 3 where we've had A, B, C, kind of an expanding pattern. Double 3, huh? Zigzag, and then 3. So that means we could be in a 3, 3, and guess what? 5, and 5 would push down. I think we're going down to this uptrend. Yeah, you want to see Bitcoin at 10K? I think it might get there. You may just have a buying opportunity. If you feel like you missed on the last market rally in 2017, this could be your next shot. SLV has been going through some crazy extension. I did a really hard analysis here. This was very, very difficult. I had to flip bearish, though, when the price began to spill down, and now it seems that it's not really responding to the downturn of the dollar a whole lot, and this could actually be setting up a fifth wave extension now. This could be a flag. If it is a flag, we're going to get a huge spill down, which would be brutal. Yet another extension. Like, ouch. Wow. It could happen. It's pretty rare that you get 2 extensions in a motive wave, but it could happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 coming up all the way to here, and 5. And let's just take a quick extension off of this downtrend, saying if that was a bear flag, then 1829 is a target. That'd be a good spot for 5 to bottom, probably. It could stop there. This little bear flag could come down, then we have to call it sort of expanding flat. That's fine. Expanding correction. It happens all the time. Let's go look at GLD really quickly here while we're just plowing through well, they aren't really the metals. They're equities based on the metals, but we have 2 eves here, potential to form a double bottom, but that's really not in the cards until we get a confirmation above 173. So we're still waiting for some more clear signals on GLD as well. Let's go to SPXU. SPXU had a tremendous push higher, but yet again, here I am saying it, this looks like a corrective form, a measured move up. It's very possible. Yes, 100% at 1567, the price coming up to 1575. This looks like a good ABC. This probably means that we're in some sort of sideways grind in SPXU and a push down would support a rally in SPY. It's still possible. It's still possible. Yeah, this is like the big head fake. It's like, what? Yeah, sure, the market's dumped. Yeah, they did. Absolutely did. But it's also very contained to a single sector. Well, not contained, but the worst of it seems to be just be in the banking sector. We'll go over that in a second. GRFS, Exoplanetary asked me to look at this one, so I did, and this is what I got. I decided that we really couldn't call this waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's because wave 4 and waves 1 would overlap, wave 3 bottoming somewhere in there, so there's overlap at that point C. So I had to just call it A, B, and C, that ultimate low coming in for C down here, 5, at that smaller degree, C, on the higher degree, so this would be, I think, cyclone minute? No, minor in minute, yes. And, okay, big sell-off, that totally crushes that uptrend that we were trying to establish, and the price is now back in that downtrend, but it is still an internal downtrend. It's not really a new downtrend until we get a new low. I can't believe I'm getting a phone call right now, jeez. Leave me alone, please. I'm just going to... I should probably take that. Ugh. Let me leave a message. Let's keep going. GRFS. And let's go to the Market Watch tab. Here is a heat map of the S&P 500. You can see there's a bunch of red here all over the place. GE is really green, up 5.27%, which is nuts. But look, JP Morgan's doing awful. Bank of America, Wells Fargo down 6%, Citigroup down 4%, USB. And we can look at these really quick. I can just like send that to one, go over here, and here we have JP Morgan. Big dive today. Let's turn on a candlestick chart here, and we'll get an idea of what's going on. Woo! Yeah, that's brutal. That's nasty. Let's look at another one. Let's go to Wells Fargo, and let's send it to red 1, and we'll go over here, and yeah, same thing. Back over here, and how about Citigroup? How did you do today? Let's send you to 1 as well. And yes, and it's like the same candle. I think this is what drove the spill in SPY. Anyway, so this has been the market update. Be sure to watch the other video. It's much better. It's on SPY and SPX. Stay tuned for more updates. And if you're not in the Discord, you get in the Discord. All right.